first step in learning how to wakeboard is to find out which way you ride. There are two quick and easy ways to find out. The first involves a friend gently pushing you from behind. The foot that you put out to regain your balance is your dominant foot. The next way is to picture yourself running and jumping on the kitchen floor in your sock feet and landing on an imaginary board. Which way would you ride it? The foot that you put out in front is your dominant foot. Most people have a dominant left foot, which means they ride regular. Those with a dominant right foot are said to ride goofy. The size of your board affects the way you ride in many ways. It is important to have a board that fits your body size. If you have a board too small, you'll be sinking in the water and find it very difficult to maneuver. If you have a board that's too big, it will feel awkward, heavy, and be very difficult to ride and jump. Binding size is very important as well. If you are planning on sharing your board, it's important to find one that has multiple binding adjustment straps, so it will provide a good fit for everyone that will ride it. Binding size should be tight enough to provide some ankle support without squeezing too hard on your feet. Buy your board from a reputable establishment with knowledgeable staff. If the place that you're buying your board from also sells barbecues and golf clubs, maybe it's better to check at another store with more knowledgeable staff. Don't forget to shop around and research online. There are many resources to fit you with the right board, as well as many good deals to be had. You want to start with the board perpendicular to the boat and the rope running between your legs. When the boat starts to move, you want to let it pull you up. When the rope tightens up, think of doing a sit-up towards the boat and then drop your back leg and stand up on the water. Don't pull too hard to get up. Wait for the boat to build tension and then stand up. Remember, it's not a water ski. It will be much easier for you to get up if you turn your board so it's not pushing as much water. Once you get up, you want to hold the rope at your lead hip with knees bent, back straight, and weight evenly distributed. First, let us introduce a few terms into your vocabulary: heel side and toe side. Heel side refers to cutting towards the wake on the edge of the board closest to your heel. Toe side refers to cutting towards the wake on the edge of your board closest to your toes. When first learning how to edge, it's important to remember to stay centered on the board. To edge, simply lean against the rope and look at where you want to go. Once you master riding over both wakes on both your heel side and toe side, you are ready to start to jump. Jumping in wakeboarding is caused by hitting the wake with straight legs. When you hit the wake with straight legs, you do not absorb any of the wake, and it shoots you high into the air. First, we'll start with a one-wake jump. Starting at the center line, you cut towards a wake and hit it with straight legs, fully extended. Note the rider's bent legs upon approach and the straightening of the legs upon impact with the lip of the wake. The next jump that you will learn will be another one-wake air that will be the foundation for most of your jumps. I'll start by explaining what a progressive edge is. To perform a heel side progressive edge properly, You edge out on your toe side. Once there, flatten your board, letting it slow down. Look at the wake and initiate your cut towards it. When doing a progressive edge, you continually accelerate until you hit the wake. This means cutting harder and harder as you approach. When you hit the wake, you want to straighten your legs. To start with, you'll only want to go halfway across the wake, so you start your jump closer to the wake. As your confidence increases and you become ready to clear the wake, you start your cut from further and further away, increasing your speed and propulsion off the wake. When landing, you want to watch where you are going to land and have bent knees when you hit the wake. Don't be afraid to drop your backhand for balance. A progressive toe side edge is harder than a heel side, but they share many of the same techniques. Edge out on your heel side. Once you get there, flatten off the board. Have a look at the wake, and with the rope handle near your front hip, set your turn and continually accelerate towards the wake. As you approach the wake, straighten your legs. You may need to lean away from the boat slightly to ensure that the boat doesn't pull you around. Start small and slowly initiate your cut from further and further away until you are clearing both wakes. The next thing that you want to do is learn to ride and switch. Riding switch means that you lead with the foot that is normally at your back. You are leading with the opposite foot that you normally do. This can be very intimidating at first, but the only way to get good at it is to practice. The easiest way to get into switch is to have the boat slow down from your normal speed, but not so much that you sink. It is much easier to do a surface turn at a lower speed. Stay in between the wake, pull the handle from your lead hip towards your other hip, and shift weight towards your front foot. This should cause you to be pulled around into the switch position. Once you get there, practice carving and edging the same way as you would if you were riding regular. Don't be afraid to drop your backhand and have your shoulders running parallel to the boat. These are the fundamental building blocks that you need to master before you can start to do other tricks. It is important to learn these fundamentals properly so that you can quickly progress into doing bigger, more challenging tricks. To improve your riding, make sure that you try to get better every time you're on the water. Don't be afraid to ask veteran riders questions. Watching wakeboard videos, reading magazines, and surfing the World Wide Web will help you understand how you can improve the level of your riding. And remember, safety first. Always wear a life jacket.